Welcome everybody to the WBC Podcast, episode 2. We're going around the table. We got expert opinions combined with expert entertainment and definitely some interesting conversation. So welcome to the family. Appreciate y'all being here.
Because I think this is kind of like where, to me, to where this is all going, is that I remember Les Les having me listen to some Martin Luther King albums and stuff, and one of the things that he was saying in it is that the greatest sin in the world is guilt by admission.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say the other one.
Nah, but guilt by admission, and he's like, and that's when you know something and you don't speak out about it.
It's a lot of people out here living like that.
You know, do it. And I'm saying, like, that's where I think that for me, knowing something is like where you 100% connect to it. Like, there's very few things, and that's where I go. I give people, and along with people myself, the benefit of doubt, but really I use it for other people when I talk about 5149, because I'm going on their journey, wherever they're at on that pendulum. I can't tell them like that they have that they're guilt by admission, because it's on them to be able to say that I knew that and that's what I connected with. Because just hearing it ain't good enough. Like, we all didn't heard through, like we talk about, like through sports and basketball, we probably didn't have that coach to tell us, hey man, you want to go make some money and go to the league, make 1,000 3-pointers a day. So you hear it, but you connected to it is something totally different. And so until we have that connection to it, and a lot of times to me that connects to it, because it wasn't like I didn't care about basketball. It wasn't like I wasn't invested in basketball, because all those things, I mean, I'm with basketball for life, but some of those things, and especially at that moment in your life when it's crucial and you don't connect to it more than a 50-50, 51-49 percentage. Like, yeah, okay, I'm with, but it ain't like that. And then so I just struggle telling somebody who ain't on that, who hasn't connected with that yet, that like they're wrong for not doing it, or they're like, I'm going, they gotta like find that, like that, like that's, to me, that's the intimate, unique cycle of life. Because for instance, there's more people that look at us funny when we start talking about programming. Like, we all believe in programming, but what does that mean? And when you talk about out working in the real world, working, and you going to, well, the world is, we all programmed. The program is this, man. You probably ain't fit to hold on to no 9-to-5 job long, even though we all believe that the programming is real. But you ain't fit to go out and just be talk about, because you are now the minority when we talk about what society is saying. Society looking at you and going like, fool, who do you think you are? And besides, explain to us what programming you talking about that you are so connected to, and that's manipulated your mind and life so much. What specific program are you talking about? We all know, or we all believe here in this circle, that it do exist. But the point is that trying to explain it in real time, you gonna look like the fool, period. And that's the way today's time is. Now, who knows what might happen 20 years from now, because of social media, things catch up, whatever it is, and they might come to grips with that. Just a lot of other things.
That's fine. You be better off standing on your square, knowing you standing for something that's right, universally right, than to roll along.
That
with
ain't why people do stuff, is for universal
masses and then you fucked around and realized that you going off a dead end. This is being controlled by the motherfucker that's the puppet master, the colonizer. This ain't being controlled by none of your people. So
when you at work,
look like the
there's a puppet master.
Hey, I be isolated all the time. I be marginalized all the time. Now, how I get down because I make decisions. People question, why do you do this and do that? They open up the door for me to explain them and give them knowledge and information. Whether they receive it or understand it is totally on them. Okay. But one thing I know, when you become that change and you stand strong in that square, it don't like all that other shit is water under the bridge. So whatever they want to hold on to, they can hold on to.
But we talk about society when you say they.
Then standing in the square that's rooted, then I'm good. And I've touched people, I'm good.
Right.
You see, it don't matter what they think. See, get out of that shit about who to give a fuck what they think about you and how you gonna be. All that matters, you get you right.
But society,
no matter, even if
you better have a job.
If you got money, they gonna think some kind of way about you. If you ain't got shit, they gonna think some kind of way about you. Everyone always gonna feel and think some kind of motherfucking way. Okay?
But there is popular culture
in the frequency of that puppet master I was speaking on earlier. The colonizers, the ones that dictate the tempo of how things are going, the narrative. Okay, that which you know and understand and believe, the choices that have been bestowed upon you to be able to have the illusion that you have free choice, in a sense, within a confined environment like America. Okay,
verbal judo.
This is better, and the way it's publicized is far better than any other socialist, communist situation that we see, obviously. But within the constructs of this, it's a disguise. It's an illusion.
It started wrong. They can't make it right based on the start.
If you can't see through the haze and wake up out of the stupor, you just follow along with like the rest.
How long you gonna talk about that openly at work though, Mac?
Well, you don't.
I
think the thing that it comes down to is I can always talk about controlling what I control. Yeah, and that I can take accountability for that. And that's what I was saying. Like I can take accountability for the things I do right, the things I do wrong that I know that I can control. But in terms of passing this on, is that all we got? We control what we control and then pass this on. We can say what we want. We can influence how we want. And then it's up to them to get it. I'm saying, what can we control? What can we do beyond? We know
how we live.
Is that all we got though? Is that it? Like, because
facts are is that you got within your control like your kid. Yeah. Like, I mean, you got control you.
Yeah, no.
What the facts are, and you can live by your example, and that's it. And so my point is that spending too much time on what the next man is doing, thinking, how they connecting or whatever it is. I try not to spend time on it using a lot of negative energy. For me, this is just my thing by going, nigga, maybe that motherfucker is still trying to find it. Whatever I think is like right, because I think I'll be right a whole lot. And I'll be going, most people ain't to where my level is on it, on a lot of thinkings, and I go, but there's certain aspects of stuff that I go, I can connect with that because like I have like a passion and a belief that like what IG talking about, just using eating as an example. I think that that's the right thing. When I look at like Daniel and Haas, and I look at them having marriages and their family, using that as an example, I think that's the right thing. Is all the shit perfect all in either one of y'all's topics, whether it's eating or whether it's a family? No, but for me, I'm going, I think them shits is the right thing. I ain't accomplished none of them. I ain't married. I ain't eating right. But it don't mean that I ain't on a journey to try to see if I get there. And my personal thing is this: I'll be damned if somebody gonna tell me that I ain't good enough or I ain't whatever the hell enough as I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. Cause I'm going, like, if you go to AA class, the first thing they tell you got to do is what? Admit it. And now once you admit it, then the time to come to grips with making your actions and your words match up. And that's what a lot of people struggle with doing, because that ain't easy. There's a lot of factors and variables in the facts of doing that 100% of the time, all the time. There ain't a lot of people that do that, period.
Well,
it's all mental.
That hold themselves accountable to it. Like, to be willing to say I was right or wrong on that. Most people just are willing to roll through whatever the surface of life brings them, and they respond how they respond, and it's always life's fault or someone else's fault. You know, to be able to be accountable to those things, I think is a big step in the process.
But it's all those things you guys talking about in terms of whether you changing your diet, eating right, whether you're trying to get off drugs, whether you try to do something. It's all mental. It's a mental thing that you got to buy in mentally, because what controls your body? Your mind.
Right.
Your mind controls everything. So if your mind gets there, no matter what it is, you can make that switch, but your mind got to be all the way there. If your mind's not there, your body's not going to follow, because the mind is going to dictate everything else your body does. And so if your mind is saying, like Earl said, at 51-49, if 51% is saying, well, damn, I should start eating right, but that 49% is big enough to make you not make the change.
Exactly.
49% is like, that ain't enough. I need some 90-10 for me to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna make this change. Right. But it's all mental. And once you change your mind, everything else will change.
Because the bottom line is, if you forced in a situation to change, you will. You see?
Right.
So
or you die. No,
why wait to get to that? Because we are afforded the convenience, the illusory convenience of time, and that we have tomorrow and the next day.
That's why I always say you don't live forever.
So we don't understand this thing.
I say that all the time. You don't live forever.
Of urgency. See, urgency.
Let me say this,
Earl.
In the name of,
there's people that die when the doctor tell them quit eating salt, and there's some people that they go to their deathbed
eating salt.
And I'm going,
cigarettes.
Yes, the cigarettes or whatever it is. And I'm going, that is, and now I can't look at that person who died off of salt and go, nigga, you died because you did the wrong thing, man. That is between them and the creator.
Okay, so